My name is Lee Pilata, and I am playing the part of Peter Shaw in Silent Sky.
My name is Savannah White, and I play Margaret Levitt.
My name is Marty Mason, and I'm playing Henrietta Levitt.
My name is Karen Dervin, and I'm playing Wilhelmina Fleming.
I'm Jane Allard, and I'm playing Annie Jump Cannon.
My name is Todd Short, and I am the sound designer and the technical director for the theater.
I am Allison Walters Short. I am the stage director for this production of Silent Sky here at Theater 3. Silent Sky is the story of Henrietta Levitt and several of the other women who worked at the Harvard Observatory in the early 1900s. They were doing astronomical work, but were not allowed the title astronomer. They were called computers. So this is the story focused on Henrietta.
I would say it's also about the relationships that she has with the people around her, her family, and also a potential romantic relationship.
It's a story that a lot of people don't know anything about.
So this show is about the experience of those women and the discoveries that they made, particularly Henrietta Levitt,
And she makes a really big, influential discovery.
who discovered that pulsing stars, the relationship of the pulse relates to the magnitude of the star, which allowed us to map the size of the universe.
It really just follows that whole path of development of what's going on for her both personally. She has her sister that's constantly writing her as well.
Margaret Levitt is Henrietta's younger sister. She is, I would say, a little bit more traditional than Henrietta. She really loves going to church, and she wants to get married, is excited about getting married.
Throughout, however, what doesn't go away is her passion for her work, and that really is what stays throughout, and I think is a fundamental to the show.
In the end, I think it's really about how she is relating to particularly the other women, the important women in her life.
It's been delightful. I love this play. I was so thrilled that I got cast as Henrietta. I love Lauren Gunderson, the playwright. I've been in several of her shows, and it's just so exciting to play such a smart, driven, forward-thinking woman.
This show has really surprised me. There's real rich character development within it, and it tells an amazing story. There's science, there's romance, there's emotion, there's sadness, there's happiness, there's all of that. It's also just a really impressive story about a really kind of underappreciated person in history.
I have been interested in this show and several others from Lauren Gunderson, the playwright, as well as other playwrights about science for a while now. I am an engineering manager by day, so I work in the software field. So anything about women in STEM is something that really is interesting to me. So being able to combine women in STEM and theater, about the best thing I could possibly have. It's been a fantastic experience working with these women. We have other women in STEM as part of the cast, and that's been a lot of fun because they bring themselves into it a lot.
It's a very supportive, lively group of people. The best thing about working in theater is the camaraderie that develops, the group atmosphere, the way that we sort of play off of each other. And it's been so enjoyable working with this particular group.
It's actually been a lot of fun. It's a small cast, so it's been fun to work together on a science-based play. I am an engineer in real life, so it's kind of similar to what I do working in STEM. And it's been great to be able to tell the stories of these women and the discoveries that they made over 100 years ago.
It's a wonderful experience of humor and very touching emotional moments, and I'm really excited to continue.
So for this show, we decided to use, even though it's a play in a small space, we decided to use mics. In this case, it gave the director freedom of blocking, moving the actors around, so they didn't have to be speaking directly to the audience. In addition, I'm trying a new technique that allows me to throw the actors' voices to places where they're located. So that if they're on stage right, I can throw their voices stage right. If they're center, I can throw them center.
First of all, it's very visually appealing. I want to start there. There's just something to the lighting, to just the whole, if you will, ambiance. There's a feeling when you're in this theater with this show that you're really part of what's going on. I think it will draw people in. You're going to learn about someone that you probably don't know about. You're going to learn and see a story that you probably would never have even, thought of. There's just a lot to it, and it's very emotionally moving. So it's definitely worth your while.
I think that people should see this show because watching someone who is so passionate about something I just think is one of the most incredible experiences in the world, to be able to see someone especially as talented as Marty, to really embody the role of Henrietta Leavitt. It's just fantastic. It's wonderful to see.
It's a really important story in history, especially, it's fairly local. It's well written, it's beautifully acted. Everybody has put so much work and heart into this, and community theater is really an amazing thing, and I hope that more people will discover it and come out and support, because you never know how many talented and amazing artists are in your backyard.
Silent Sky is an amazing show because it's going to make you wonder at our universe. If you've ever looked up at the stars and wondered what's out there and how much and how many of them, this is the show that is going to teach you all about that. And you're going to have a good time because it's really entertaining.
The history of it, the connections, the story, the female-centric characters that you don't get to see very often. The performances are stellar. The tech is outstanding. You will not be bored. It moves so well. You will learn something, but not in a boring way, I promise.
Why should people come see this show? I think it's a techie's dream in a way. There's lots of science and information about stars and astronomy. We introduce some people who may not be very well known in the astronomy field. Plus we have, projections and all sorts of lights and everything else, and so there's a lot of tech in this show, and that's the type of stuff I like.
So there's a lot of wonder in the show, and there's a lot of relationships between the women, which I think is really interesting to see. And I think it's a show that has a lot of feelings and kind of beautiful expressions. So I think you'll laugh and you'll cry and you'll think things about the universe, and it'll just be a great experience.